Okay, Shalom, Kal Halalim La, Yahaba Shem Yashab Bashem Kal Kudash. Double honors to greatness of apostles once more. Thadi Al, Thadi Al Shah for the strength in order to make this video. And Shalom, it's the brother Ratazar Kha Halal Waya. Willing spirit, praise Yahweh. If you want to, Ratazar meaning really the will, meaning Yahweh's will. Rakha meaning spirit. And Halal Waya meaning praise Yahweh. So that's what that means there. And of course, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, Yahweh Ba'Hashem in the name of Yahushai, man. So, which is giving all praises. Call Halalim La, all praises to. Call all Halalim praises La to. Or Call Halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which means all praise. Yahweh Yahushai. Yahweh Wa meaning and. So yeah, I said in the previous video I need to get to Ezekiel 1. So I'm doing it right now. Start from verse 3. So this is Ezekiel 1 and 3, probably up to about verse 20. So Ezekiel 1 and 3. And this is really just the vision of Ezekiel seeing a chariot, man, giving the description of the angels that he saw, which are referred to as creatures in this story here. And of course, wheels, which are described as the chariots, of which those creatures were using as vehicles to travel. So Ezekiel 1 and 3, that's just a rough context before I read this. Ezekiel 1 and 3 onwards. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river of Chebar, and the hand of the Lord was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding it itself, and brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber out of the midst of the fire. So really, the fire here, and that whirlwind is talking about a chariot. Normally chariots are referred to as clouds, whirlwinds. I think there's another one too, but clouds and whirlwinds are two cases. Oh yeah, pillar of a cloud as well. That's another way to refer to a chariot. But yeah, clouds and whirlwinds, pillars. Those are really clouds and whirlwinds. Those are the things that are used to refer to chariots. Also wheels as well, as we can see here. We will see it. So the point is, it says, and I looked, so verse 4, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind, that's a chariot, came out of the north, a great cloud, see, it even uses cloud as well, that's referring to the chariot, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. So obviously it had a glow, and it has that fiery effect to it as well, which is part of the glow. And that fiery effect was described as fire enfolding itself. So imagine that, fire enfolding itself. You probably got to think of these sci-fi movies where it's like you got the fire, going within itself. So with that, that's all part of the glow of it. It says, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. So that was Ezekiel's description of the chariot that he saw. Now on to the angels. So it says, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. So of course they had that similar appearance. Not exactly, but similar appearance of a man. These are talking about the angels which came out of those chariots. So it says here, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. This is verse 5. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Verse 6. And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. They sparkled like the color of burnished brass. The reason why I repeated that as well was, if you want to get into, for those new to the truth as well, one of the first things you learn as well, of course, the names Yahweh, Yahushua, but you also learn about the scriptures based on the appearance of the Most High, such as Revelation 4 and 3, and also for Yahushua, Revelation 1, verse 40 to 15, which talked about his skin being as burnished bronze, or polished bronze, He was a dark brown man. That's the point. The angels also are described with this too. It says in verse 7. It says in verse 7, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. So of course their complexion there was as burnished, was as dark brown, man. Because it also says in verse 5 their likeness was like the likeness of a man. They were similar in terms of man. Now despite that, there were still features of which show that they were out of this world. Because angels, they come from another dimension, man. And their appearance is not as the appearance of typical beings on earth. They got all sorts of appearances, man. So in the time to come, Yahweh Shem Yashai, Ratazah, that we endure to the end, we're going to understand all of these things too. The reasoning behind it. And all the sorts of features that angels have as well. And the purpose behind it. So verse 8, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides. They had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides, and they four had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another, and they turned not when they went, and they went everyone straight forward. Hold on, let me read that again. Their wings were joined one to another, they turned not when they went everyone straight forward. I think that's all about the appearance of the wings. Really, all of this is just a description of the angels of which he saw, man. The way the wings were stationed on their bodies. That's what he was describing here. So anyways, verse 10, as for the likeness of their faces, the four living creatures had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle. So of course, as I said, man, angels got different appearances. They're not typically depicted as the Michelangelo pictures, maybe some other images where you see them as babies. They're not babies. They are not babies, and they don't all typically hold the appearance of a normal man. They got other features as well about them. Ezekiel 1 proves it too. It says therefore, man, probably one looked like an eagle, another face like an ox, another face like a lion, and another one just having a plain face of a man. So it says here, thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upwards. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. Damn. It says, thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one that joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies. So it's looking like they had 4 wings here, man. Anyways, verse 12, and they went everyone straight forward, whither the Spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. Now, what I can say about that, to get the understanding for you brothers, man, is the fact that where it says about the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like the burning coals of fire. Imagine Dragon Ball Z. For you brothers who may watch anime as well, Dragon Ball Z, where if you remember the character Goku, Vegeta, when they used to charge up, which really the Dragon Ball Z guys, the Saiyans, the Super Saiyans, they're the ones who represent the Israelite race, because in certain stories, certain movies, you will see things that are scriptural. Even in the latest movie, Godzilla versus Godzilla X Kong, man, I went to see that recently too. They had the Exodus story right there, man. Kong was like Moses, and then he was seeing his people oppressed. And, there's always some scriptural things in these movies, man. But anyway, so look, let me focus on the point though. Dragon Ball Z, when the Saiyans charged up, that was like a coal of fire around them. That was like a fire around it. It was like a fiery glow. So that's one way you could comprehend this precept here, this verse here. So Ezekiel 1 and 13 again. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire. And burning coals of fire. In fact, I might have to search this up, but the point is, as I said, that's one way of describing it. Burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps, it went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. So of course, the point is, it's their aura. It's their aura. That's one way to say it. You could literally see, Ezekiel could literally see their aura. Now, what was I gonna get? The auditors, I can find a good image though. The appearance was as burning coals of fire, man. Try to get a very good image here. I might have to show quite a few. Burning coals of fire. It says like the appearance of lamps. So of course, when it says, let me try to put this side by side. I don't know if you can see that. Burning coals of fire, man. That's what the appearance of the angels was like, man. Burning coals of fire. So imagine that glow round about them. You know, the coal being like their complexion, and then you got the glow of the burning, man. That was their aura right there. So imagine that on an angel. That's the point. And it says the appearance of lamps, and you know the way lamps have their glow as well in the dark. That's what they had, man. That's what they had. So this is what Ezekiel was trying to liken their glow, their aura, like he was trying to describe it as it were through here. It says burning coals of fire, like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. So, and the living creatures ran, this is verse 14, and the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. They ran and returned as the appearance of flash of lightning. One could also liken that onto their movement too, because they don't really need to walk, they can just teleport too. You know, it says they ran, and they returned. Hold on. They ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Quick. You know, they could teleport. So, let's skip this thing. Alright, so yeah. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel. Now we're on to the chariots description now. The angel description, we've already done that. Now we're on to the chariot description. Verse 15. Actually, verse 16. The appearance of the wheels. Hold on. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. That's a so-called UFO. Read to us as an IFO. UFO representing unidentified flying objects, or nowadays UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomenon or phenomena. That's what it could be called, but that's what ESO calls it. But to us, it's IAP, not IAP. It's IFO, which is identified flying object. We know that it's identified because we know the scriptures identify them for us. That's why we've got the understanding, and that's another reason why we've got to be grateful for the understanding of these scriptures, man. So, said the appearance of beryl instead of wheel within a wheel. So let me show you something. Barrel. Right. So. This is a beryl stone. So let me read it as I'm showing you guys the picture here. So it says in Ezekiel 1 and 16, the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And that's a beryl stone right there. So, you know, just imagine a chariot, that color green, for example. You know, there are other colored beryl stones as well. They could be colored orange, you know, maybe maybe blue sometimes. But that one's a prominent color of beryl, green. So a greenish turquoise cyan type color. Cyan, turquoise, greenish, very light green. So yeah, and it says therefore had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel within a middle of a wheel. So imagine the outer wheel and obviously an inner wheel. That's a chariot right there. When they went upon their four sides, and they returned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about their four. See, because what I was thinking about. There was a bugged out video of people creating animated visualizations of angels, man, and they thought that those rings round about, and then you got a large eye in the middle. That's not the appearance of the chariot, man. Those eyes are representative of the windows right there, man, where you can see through the chariot. Those are the windows of the chariot. To he whom he can understand. To whoever can understand this. So when they went upon their four sides, and they returned not when they went. Verse 18, Ezekiel 1 and 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. And when the living creatures went, and the wheels went by them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. So of course, the chariots are in sync with the spirit of the angels. If the angels intended to go forward, the chariot will go forward. If the angel intended to go to the left, the chariot will go to the left as well. Whatever direction the angel intends for the chariot to go to is going to go through it, man. So of course, imagine the top being the spirit, and of course the bottom being the chariot. Actually, hold on. Yeah, let's say the bottom is the spirit, and then the top is the chariot. Let's say this is the angel, and then this is the chariot. If the angel wanted to go to the left, the chariot would follow with it as well. If the angel wanted to go to the right, the chariot will follow with it as well. And there's no lag, there's no latency. That's the way it's going. Now let me read verse 21 as well. Actually, verse 20 and 21. Hold on. Yeah, verse 20 and 21. So Ezekiel 1 and 20. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Again, man, spirit and the chariot were in sync. They were in sync. So of course, if the angel intended to move, the chariot will move alongside with it. Just imagine that. That's why, in the kingdom, riding a chariot is going to be light work, man. Obviously, all Daraki Abashim Yashai, but it's going to be good because it's through the mind. That's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be controlled. Imagine controlling a chariot with your mind, man. You visualize it, go to the left and right. Of course, Akim are going to have fun with it too. But yeah, that's why Yahusha did say about seek ye the kingdom of heaven, earth. Seek ye the kingdom first, and everything else shall be added. That's the point. So of course, set your affections on things above. These are the type of things on which we're setting our affections upon, our desires upon. Because these are the things on which are the blessings upon the elect of Yahweh Shim Yahshai. And of course, Israel, in the latter phases too, as each one gets born, they're going to get their own chariots as well. But the elect are going to be separated and known, man. There's going to be a huge difference between the elect of Yahweh Shim Yahshai and a typical Israelite that's born, man. Anyways, that's for another day. But that's really the point right there, man. That's Ezekiel's view of the angels, vision of the angels, and the chariot right there. That's how we got a whole load to look forward for, and that's from linking from the other scripture, Psalms 34 and 7, and 2 Kings 6 and 16 to 17, about us having an abundance of angels looking after us as well. All Diraki Abba Shim Yahshai. Hence why we shouldn't fear. There are more of us than there are with them. The enemies. So. I'm gonna wrap up with Revelation 1 and 7. So that's how Yahushua is gonna come, man. Now Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, He cometh with clouds, chariots, so-called UFOs. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so a man. So that's really it. That's really it. A whole abundance, a multitude of chariots are going to come by, when Yahushua comes back, man. And that's going to be the vehicles of salvation that people will find strange. Heathens, 2/3 of Israel are going to find strange. That's reference to Zechariah 13 and 8, by the way. 2/3 of Israel. So yeah, they're going to find it strange. But of course, to those who know this truth, who have the understanding of the scriptures, they know those chariots are really for us. Yahweh Ratzah, we endure to the end. Of course, we remain humble and we please Yahweh Yahushua. Then we're fine. That's the point. We keep our fear and our faith in Yahweh Yahushua. So, Shalom, Yahweh Ratzah, you're edified. You understood what I taught. In the part 1, 2, and 3. And it's been a brother Ratzah Racha Halawaya. Willing spirit, praise Yahweh. To translate it there to make sense. Ratzah Racha Halawaya. Anyways, Shalom, Yabashim Yashab Brakatha, which means Brakatha means bless you. Brakatham with a M means bless, like you in plural. Like you're saying bless you to a group of people. So double honors to the great Muslim apostles. Thank Yahshua for the strength and all to make this video. And Shalom once more, man. We've got to keep going and always meditate upon the kingdom to come, man. Because the kingdom is going to be far sweeter than we think. Yahweh Ratzah, we endure through the light affliction season. The kingdom is going to be far sweet. That's why we've got to pray. We've got to be grateful. We've got to pray for endurance, man. Because we're going to be far better than we expect. So, again, shalom, shalom, shalom.